Hey, everybody, and welcome to our deep dive today, all about something really exciting, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to be diving into sparking creativity in kids. And we've
Yes.
got some really interesting research that we're
Yes.
going to be looking at today. We're
Absolutely.
going to be talking all about how
Yeah.
you as listeners can use this information to implement in your own, whether
Exact.
you're a parent, an educator, or just someone who spends
Oh,
time with kids and wants to learn more about them.
that's right.
So to kick things off,
Yeah.
one of the things that we see a lot in the research that we found is this idea of providing a variety of materials. So that can be
Yes.
anything from traditional art supplies like crayons and markers and paint
Oh,
to building blocks or
yes.
musical instruments. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think that's so important. And it's really all about their brains, right? It's like we're setting up this buffet for their brains.
I love that. A brain buffet.
Yeah, a brain buffet.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, when they're interacting with all those different kinds of materials,
Right.
they're using different parts of their brain. So if they're doing something like building blocks,
Mm-hmm.
that's all about spatial reasoning. That's happening in the parietal lobe.
Wow.
And then when they're playing a musical instrument
Right.
that's lighting up their auditory cortex,
Wow.
it's also helping them with fine motor skills.
Right.
So it's really incredible when you think about just giving them all these different materials, what it does.
Okay, so I love this idea of a brain buffet.
Hmm.
But I'm imagining this kid, surrounded by crayons and blocks, and they're like attempting to play the tuba, and it's all happening at once.
Yeah.
So how do we give them that freedom, but also like maintain some order?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a balance, right? We
Right.
want to encourage them to explore, but also, yeah, we don't want complete chaos to
No.
erupt. But I think a good way to kind of transition into that is to talk about this idea of allowing free expression.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about what that looks like, because free expression can be kind of a
Yeah.
scary thing sometimes.
Yeah. And, it's funny because some people hear free expression and they think, oh, no rules, anything goes. And that's not exactly what
Right.
we're talking about here. It's
Right.
really more about giving kids the space and the freedom to explore their ideas without feeling pressure to create a specific result.
So it's less about saying, paint a picture of a rainbow,
Mhm.
and more about saying,
Exactly.
here's some paint. What do you want to create?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. It's about the process,
The process.
not necessarily the end product.
I love that.
And you know what? This ties in really well with another important tip, which is encouraging problem solving.
Okay.
So instead of handing them a toy that's already made,
Yeah.
why not give them some materials and a challenge?
Oh, I love that. Okay, so give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you've laid a bunch of pillows and blankets and clothespins.
Uh-huh.
You could say, all right, your challenge is to use these materials to build a fort.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's amazing. So we're tapping into their creativity, but we're also helping them develop those
Exactly.
problem-solving skills at the same time.
And, it teaches them to think critically. It teaches them to be resourceful. It builds resilience because
Yes.
they're learning that, there isn't always just one right answer. There are multiple ways to approach a problem. And that's where that
Right.
spark of creativity, that innovation really comes alive.
And when they're finished building that fort
Yes.
and they're so proud of themselves, what's the next step?
Praise. We have to praise their efforts.
Okay, so talk to me about praise, because I
Yeah.
think sometimes we can
That's
praise
yes.
ineffectively, right?
Yes, yes. And, we think we're doing a good job with a simple good job, but it's really about being specific.
Okay.
It's about praising their effort, their originality, their unique perspective, rather than just the outcome.
I love that.
So instead of just good job, you could say something like, wow, look at all these interesting details you used in your drawing.
Yes.
Can you tell me about this amazing spaceship you created?
I love that. That is such good advice. So we've talked about giving them the tools, giving them the freedom to explore, giving them the encouragement through praise.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that we can do to kind of round out this amazing approach to creativity in kids?
You know what? Sometimes the best thing we can do is actually nothing at all.
What? Nothing.
Nothing. And what I mean by that is giving them unstructured time,
Okay.
unstructured play.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I know it seems like as a society, we're always go, go, go.
Right.
We're so scheduled.
Yes.
But unstructured play is really where kids can let their imaginations run wild.
So it's okay if they're bored sometimes.
It's more than okay, it's essential.
Really?
Yes. Boredom is not the enemy. In fact, that's when they start to daydream. That's when they start to engage in self-directed play. And that's where their imaginations can really soar.
I never thought about it that way. That's amazing.
It really is. It allows them to discover their own passions, to explore their own inner world, and they cultivate what we call intrinsic motivation, which is that drive that comes from within,
Wow.
which is so powerful.
I love how all of this just connects. It's like we're
Yes.
giving them all the ingredients they need
Absolutely.
to be those creative, innovative thinkers. It
Yes.
makes you think, what if instead of asking kids, what did you make today? We ask them,
Yes.
what did you discover today?
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
And that is a wrap on our deep dive today.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed it and that you got some great information that you can use in your everyday life. Until next time.
Bye.